Hi, this is Melanie Queen with Queen's Moms Accounting, and today I'm going to go over transactions again because, like I said, you do it twice a month. So, how that works is I do the 1st through the 15th by the 20th of the month, and then I do the 16th through the end of the month by the 5th of the following month. And what you always want to do when you're accepting transactions is you want to click this update button right here, and it will update your transactions. And one thing that I like to always do is when I have connected accounts, I always like to make sure that there's not a transaction between the two accounts, because if there is, then you need to make sure it's a transfer, which you go in here and you record as a transfer to the checking account, for instance. But since this is not a transfer, it's wanting me to match to a deposit. We are going to match the deposit. I just wanted to show you how to do a transfer because that is very important. Otherwise, you will create duplicates. And once you've created this transfer from the savings account to the checking account, I always go to the checking account and I look for matches, and I match that transaction that I transferred from the checking account to the savings account. Now, one thing I didn't go over last time is you can look at these transactions and go, okay, all of these look accurate, and I'm going to check all of them and I'm going to accept them. Now, one thing that you might want to note is these ones that don't have payees, I get a little bit nervous about, especially when they are paid out. Now, these are received, so it's probably a client deposit, which is probably okay, but it's always best to make sure that you match the deposit with the payee, the client, so that you don't have someone's overdue. And one thing you want to note too is when you have what's spent, I think you've probably watched me talk about contractors before, but there's a possibility that pies, cakes could be a independent contractor, or this nursery, maybe you use them a lot and they are an independent contractor. So make sure that you always have a vendor or payee listed here and that you have them set up correctly so that when you accept those transactions, the payee is entered. Once we're done with all the matched transactions, you can close out of that and you can go to recognized. Now, there's two recognized accounts. Those are the ones that we could have matched before, but I left them there to show you that sometimes it's not matched accounts. Sometimes they show up in green, and those we can accept as well in the mass, like that. And say, for instance, all of these A rentals are the same thing. You can put A rental. We don't have this vendor created, so we'll go ahead and create the vendor now. And like I was saying before, if they're an independent contractor, make sure to check this box. Ask them for a W-9 and enter this business information here and their address and their email so that you have all the information in here. It's very important for independent contractors. And I would say they're probably renting equipment. So I would go ahead and apply those. You could say apply and accept, and it would accept it without having another step. I just wanted to show you how to do that. These ones here, looks like they are all ready to go. So I would go ahead and accept those. Now this Chin's gas, I would say that's probably not bookkeeping. It would be like fuel for your automobile, and it's also missing a payee. So you want to add both of those, and then there we go. So we are all set with this account. We don't have any transactions left. We can check the MasterCard. There is some transactions here to do. Again, you can go to the recognized, and it will list these three matched. We can say, okay, yes, we accept all of those. And then look at these. And with these, you want to make sure you match the date and match. And then you would have vendors for these, and you would change the categories, and then you would add these. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.